Vegan arts and crafts. We put googly eyes on pine cones.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, when the activity was first described to me, I was not into it. And then I got that first eyeball on there, and I was laughing and having a blast.
Franz, are you sleeping?
No, Hans. I was just counting stars.
Listen to me now and believe me later. You can't count all the stars, Franz. It's like trying to count all your muscles.
Yes, you are right.
The universe is so vast.
I was just thinking, Hans, suppose we were just a tiny speck of a muscle, inside another larger muscle, inside even another larger muscle. It boggles my mind just talking about it.
Okay, then, enough talk. We're not here to talk. We're here to get some rest.
Hans, are you sleeping?
No, Franz. I was just thinking, if the universe is never ending, that means if we took our properly pumped up muscles and laid them end to end, still they would not reach the end.
That is hard to comprehend. Hans, would you ever go up in a rocket ship to Mars?
No, Franz, because then I would be weightless, and that is my worst nightmare.
Yeah, good thinking, Hans. You know, they could never have a weightlifting competition on Mars because even a puny-sized man could lift a man-sized weight.
Yeah, in weightlifting competitions in the future, they're going to have to watch that very carefully.
Hans, I cannot sleep. I'm going to get up and have a nice hot cup of protein drink.
I think I will join you.
What was that?
What was what? That? I don't know, but if I was a wild bear thinking about attacking a certain campsite, I would think twice now and think about it again later.
Listen to me now and hear me later, Mr. Bear. If you think that we are easy prey, then take a look at this.
Listen.
Listen to me now. We can very easily pump.
You are. Pump. You are. Pump. You are.
Hi, fellas. How's it going? Oh, sorry to scare you guys. Just doing the rounds. It's going to be $5 for the campsite, but you can pay on the way out.
You did not frighten us.
No.
We do not scare that easily.
No, you are sadly mistaken, my friend.
Well, whatever. By the way, the showers are up at the top of the hill there.
Yeah.
And the snack bar is closing in about 10 minutes, so if you need... Hey, wait a minute. Aren't you those two guys in the cable thing, the exercise thing?
Yeah, I am Hans.
And I am Franz, and we
just want to pump. You are.
Yes.
Yeah, that is us, yeah.
I thought so. Well, have a good night.
I suppose you want an autograph, huh?
No, that's okay.
No, don't be too shy about it, Mr. Ranger. You know, we get that stuff all the time.
Now, what would I do with an autograph out here?
Why don't you get it for your girlfriend?
No, that's okay. Well, once again, sorry if I scared you guys.
You know.
You did not scare us.
No, I
was
didn't
not
feel
scared. No, I don't.
I'm not scared.
Don't give yourself so much credit, Mr. Auto-shaped Ranger Man.
Yeah, Mr. Smokey the Bear Man. You know, if you think you're scared as my friend, then you are a dreamer.
Yeah, and dreamers are in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, you know, maybe we should wake you up by putting a bear trap in your bed and then having it snap your flabby fanny.
Yeah, but you would not even feel it, and then we would be stuck with some trapped flab.
Yeah, hear me. That's right. Hear me now and believe. Hey, you know, Don't be telling us what to do, campers. You know, when you get off yelling at us.
Yeah, listen to me now, believe me later. You know, if we have to come over there, you will be between a rock and a hard place.
That's right. In other words, between Hans and Franz.
All right, Hans. Enough talk. We're not here to talk. We're here
to get some rest.
Hans, are you asleep?
No, Franz.
I was just wondering, what if at the end of the universe there was this big wall of muscle?
Yeah. And what would be on the other side of that muscle wall?
It just boggles my mind talking about it.
Me too.
Are you a kid actor with Hollywood dreams? Then get ready, because we're now accepting applications at Spotlights, the acting camp for serious kids. At Spotlights, our campers never do silly kids shows. This is real work for real actors. Take our film study and you'll be performing Oscar-winning movies like The Social Network.
Mr. Zuckerberg, do I have your attention?
You have part of my attention. You have the minimum amount. The rest of my attention is back at the offices of Facebook, where my colleagues and I are doing things that no one in this room is capable of doing. If you guys were the inventors of Facebook, you'd have invented Facebook!
Hey, did you recognize the girl playing Mark Zuckerberg? Yep, it's 13-year-old Laura Parsons, star of Cruising for a Dog Named Bruiser. Our Spotlights actors have gone on to several family movies, like Lizzie Jacobson, star of Cruddy Snow Day, who started out on our stages doing a G-rated version of Training Day.
It's over, Alonzo!
You think it's over? I'm putting cases in all you sons of beaches. I'm the man up in this piece. You ain't never seen a mother fiddling light of day. Who the fiddle you think you're fiddling with? I'm the police. I run the poop in here. You just live here. I'm gonna burn this mother fiddle down. King Kong ain't got duty on me.
Children's theaters for old, mediocre actors. Our Spotlights kids have an eye on tomorrow, doing dramatic scenes from movies like Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I'm okay, Forrest. Yeah, I'm all right.
No, Bubba, no!
Hey, Forrest, why did this happen?
You got shot. And then Bubba said something I won't ever forget.
Yeah, I wanna go home. Yeah.
Bubba was my best good friend. Bubba was gonna be a shrimping boat captain. But instead, he died right there in that river in Vietnam. And that's war.
At Spotlights, our campers will learn all the secrets to great acting, like memorize your lines and explore the space, which Tristan masters in our TV study group during this scene from Breaking Bad.
Walt, please, let's admit you're in danger.
Who are you talking to right now? Who is it you think you see? Let me clue you in. I'm not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger.
I think you're a drug dealer.
So get your audition tape together and apply to Spotlights. You'll also learn advanced techniques like how to die beautifully.
What's the matter, Mama?
I'm dying, Forrest. I'm dying.
Why are you dying, Mama?
It's my time. It's my time. Death is just a part of life, and life is like a box of chocolates, Forrest. You never know what you're gonna get.
She had got the cancer and died on a Tuesday. I bought her a new hat with little flowers, and that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Spotlights acting camp for serious kids. Get on the road to stardom today.
Swim in the water and jump from the tree. That's what you do I'm Wickawobby! Hey guys, thanks for skipping tonight's campfire and instead coming to our weekly roundup. I'm Cambria and this is Piper.
Or as I heard our counselors call us, 2 loud little turds.
Yeah, we're in the Cherokee bunk this summer because we are 10 and so far it's been great.
The only thing that sucks is we keep getting in trouble for no reason.
Yeah, I got yelled at just for stealing a knife and carving ass butt into a tree.
And every time you get reprimanded, you have to go to bed 15 minutes earlier. Yesterday, our bedtime was 2:15.
Yeah, it was full bright out. It sucked. Well, now it's time for our first segment, Arts and Crafts.
Arts and Crafts.
That's Joseph, and he's only 6, and he still wears a diaper.
Okay. This week in Arts and Crafts, we put googly eyes on pine cones.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, when the activity was first described to me, I was not into it. And then I got that first eyeball on there, and I was laughing and having a blast.
Okay, guys, we're having a very special lunch tomorrow. Here to tell you what it is the head of the cafeteria, Luann Buckman. Take it away, Luann.
Hamburgers.
Thank you, Luann.
Luann, she has a car here, and we don't know where she goes at night.
But last year, she kissed a camper, so this year she's not allowed to sleep at the camp.
Okay, now it's time for this week's guest. He's my older cousin.
And he's 14, and he is the coolest prankster in all of camp.
Yeah, please welcome Jeremy.
Please welcome Jeremy.
Sup, Cambria, little one?
Hey.
Sorry if I look cooler than normal. I just tried my first cigarette. Didn't affect me at all, and I ate the whole thing.
Wow.
Dang. So Jeremy, tell us about some of the wild pranks that you've done recently.
Okay, well, you know that big tree?
Yes.
Yesterday, I put my butt on it.
Oh, so cool. So cool.
Yeah, and last night, I snuck out of my bunk and put my thing through the tennis court net.
Oh, what thing?
Then today, I put a pube on the tetherball. It was a pretty big deal because it was my only one.
Wow, I gotta say, you're working with a lot of stuff I've never even heard of.
Okay, now's the part of the show called No Moms, No Dads.
No moms, no dads.
This is where we brag about things that we've done because there's no moms and no dads here. I haven't eaten a single piece of fruit, and no one's keeping track, so I'm not gonna do it.
I swallowed a bee. It flew into my Snapple and died, and I drank it because I'm bad to the bone.
Last week, we found a condom in our bunk, and all 10 of us tried it on. Yeah. It didn't fit anybody, but it was fun.
Wow. I'm trying to enjoy these stories, but I don't have context for any of them.
Yeah, okay, now let's take a moment to remember the campers who've had to go home early this year.
Campers who had to leave early.
Tiffany Waller-Wostein. She can't poop anywhere but her own house, so her parents had to pick her up because she was full.
Bobby Vance. He killed a frog, and the counselors found out it was on purpose because he really ripped it up and scattered it all around the camp. He left in a police van.
Brittany Gillott. She got her period on a horse and freaked out.
Well, okay, that's all the time we have, because I got to go to the waterfront and show Piper how to lift a big rock.
I put my butt on that rock.
Oh, so cool.
Right?
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
And he could hear him moaning and dragging the chain up the steps. Who took my head? And then he came down the hall. Who took my head? And then he opened the door and he came into the room. Who took my head? And then he pulled the covers aside and he said, "You did it!"
That wasn't scary.
Yeah, it made you jump.
Did not.
Yes, it did.
Did not.
Yes, it
Did not.
Did not.
Did not.
Fellas, please, you're Boy Scouts, okay? All right, now, does anybody else have a ghost story to tell? Who hasn't told one yet?
Oh, I know one.
Robert, yeah.
Okay,
Robert,
all right,
okay.
and this really happened, okay? To my sister's friend. She was babysitting at his folks, a friend of my folks' house, and there was a call late at night, and the guy on the phone said, "Go upstairs and check on the children."
Oh, they're dead. Yeah, they're dead. I've heard it. She calls the police, right? And then the cops, they tap the phone line, and then when he calls back, the cops say, "Get out of the house. He's on the extension." Yeah, I heard it.
Okay, okay. All right, I know another one, okay? My dad knew this lady once who was driving home alone late at night, and the car behind her kept flashing the lights.
Yeah. And it turned out, there was a guy in the back seat with an axe who was trying to kill her with his axe, right? But every time the lights would flash, he would just duck down behind the seat. I heard it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Mr. Weber, why don't you tell us one?
No, I don't know any scary stories. I can't remember any.
Come on.
Well, all right, let me think here a minute. All right, yeah. I'll tell you one about the woman who could change herself into different things.
All right, tell that one.
Well, it was exactly 20 years ago tonight. It was a dark and stormy night, and the wind was howling. Yeah, like that. Mm-hmm. And there was a stranger driving along that little narrow road, you know, that cuts between the Flat Rock and Canoga River. And right in that gap at the ridge, he saw a stalled car. And next to that car, he saw a beautiful lady in white. And I mean beautiful. And I mean white. And he offered to give her a ride. But what he didn't know is that she was the woman who could change herself.
Like how?
Well, like one night she might be a beautiful woman, and then later, if she wanted something, she might change into, you know, like a sniveling little, snarling little, crying little baby just to get what she wants, you know. And then if she got what she wanted, then maybe she'd just change into an animal.
Wow, what kind of an animal?
Mean. Very mean.
Oh, is this a story where the hook ends up in the door handle?
No. The point is, he was blinded by her. Blinded by her beauty, and he fell under her power. Now, it goes on, as he gets under the spell of this girl, woman, animal, so much that he married her. And that was when she really changed. I mean, she completely let herself go. She never got out of bed until noon. She quit wearing all those sexy dresses and the fancy underwear that she got from someone. She never took care of her hair. Yeah. No, but the topper was when she quit her job. She said she wanted to be a full-time wife. So what does she do? She won't even allow his best friends into the house. She throws out his favorite furniture and goes out and buys a bunch of junk that he hates. And this is a woman who can't even balance a checkbook. But boy, could she spend money.
Wow.
Spend money and eat. She got so fat, she looked like some kind of a sea lion. One time, he just very innocently suggested, "Honey, why don't you try losing a little weight?" And she said, hey, I'm just retaining water. And he said, "I'll tell you what you're retaining. You're retaining Twinkies and old Milwaukee. That's what you're retaining." And she said she didn't have to listen to that kind of stuff. But he said, "Well, okay, just don't get your butt caught in the door on the way out." And she said, "You know what? I think 2.5 years in hell is plenty for me." And that's the day she lost her power to really change. From that day on, she always looked the same. Ugly. And when she and her lawyer got through with him, he was buried in a hole so deep he couldn't breathe.
Oh, is this a story about the man who gets buried alive and lives?
Yes, that's it. Hell yes.
All right.
A story about the man who gets buried alive. But, hey kids, there's a moral to this, okay? And that moral is women are no damn good. In fact, why don't we just say that all together, okay?
Women are no damn good.
One more time.
Women are no damn good.
Excellent. Okay. Oh, whoa. 20 minutes to sack time. Okay, fellas, I tell you what. We got 20 minutes, and I want each and every one of you to sit down before you go to bed and write a letter to your dad. Okay?
Great.